Okay, so this is my variation of a sparkle minnow. I start off with the Daiichi. I have a size 2. I already tied on the barbell eyes here, and I do have a trailer hook, stinger hook, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes the fish will just attack the second half of these. That's why I will tie them with the stinger hook. Just don't want to make any mistakes out there when you're on the river. I use this, let's see here, the Unithread gray. I think that's a 3/0 right there. I use a thicker thread because there's a lot of tie downs, a lot of material, and you just want that thicker, stronger thread to get everything wrapped up tight. Basically, this is a combination of different marabou. I start with the green, and then you move up to the yellow, and then to the white. Here is a finished one right here. You can kind of see in the back. From how I was taught, you want to kind of have a slight variation in color. You want the colors to kind of blend on your finished tie, and then you want the sparkle, of course, to lay on top. Some people tie them with white underneath. I do not. I'll show you how I do mine. They are fairly effective for trout. I fish these mainly for brook trout in the spring when they are hungry and they're going after bigger baits. I start off, like I said, with the green here. And you want that to go in the back just to cover that stinger hook. And always remember to start off loose and get tighter. And you do not want to get your material between the hook gap in the back here. Right in here, you want to leave this open so when a fish hits it, the hook goes into its mouth, obviously. So this is all crowded with material. It's just not going to work, and it's disappointing when a fish hits your fly and you do not connect. So I use pretty generous amount of each color. Again, this is the green, obviously chartreuse. In between each color, I will do some sparkle flash. Just enough to go out the back here. Just a little more attractive for the fish. They see that flash going by. You might get them to eat it. So anyway, you do a little bit of the green, a little bit of the sparkle, then I move to yellow. And you just want enough to kind of cover up what you just did. So basically what I do is, as I build colors up, I move them forward a little bit on the fly as well, but not too much because you need a lot of room for that flash, for that actual sparkle flash that goes on top. So just keep checking, and again, you want most of your material up over that hook gap there. Hopefully you can see that. So then a little more flash. Some people say you only need 3 or 4 pieces. I like more of this stuff. I guess it's just personal preference. Whatever seems to work, whatever you're happy with. I just don't think there's a right or wrong answer when it comes to that stuff. So once you've got that tied down, then you've got your white. This stuff can be kind of a pain to work with. It likes to fly all over the room. Lay that down there. And again, this is just my variation. There's so many different ways you can tie these. Whatever, I guess, your local fly shop or guides will tell you. Oops. Some people don't like to tie them with the dumbbell eyes. I like the extra weight. Gets them down into the feeding zones a little quicker with these bigger streamers. And let's see. Then once that's tied down, got some green stuff coming out the front. It's kind of bugging me. Try to get that tied down. Okay, so now all you need to do is add your flash, which is the sparkle here. This is a 3-inch piece. This is how it comes. This is obviously one that's already been used. You don't want to start it too far back because it's going to cover your entire fly with the flash. This stuff is also kind of tricky to work with. So what I do is I lay that down, keep pulling it back, get it out of your way. And then what you do is you just wrap this. As you're wrapping forward, you want to keep pulling the fibers back so they lay back against your marabou. And again, if it doesn't go all the way back right at first, it's not a big deal. You can just keep cleaning it as you go. And then before you tie it off, you can just make sure all of your material is behind your the eye of your hook, so you can obviously get your leader through it. Like I said, these bigger flies, I think they work better in the springtime when the fish are hungry. They haven't really eaten in a while. I'm actually going to try these for steelhead next week. We'll see what happens. Going out to the Salmon River. So once you get that to the front, like I said, you can just keep pulling back your material, so everything's kind of clean in the front. Then you can always snip these off too if you get a bunch of stragglers. You can use your scissors, just clean that up. Careful not to cut your thread off. I do that all the time. Again, this is a beginner fly tying. My best advice is to just keep sticking with it, keep trying, because when you get a fish on your own flies, it's just a pretty cool feeling. So once you got your head pretty clean there, all you got to do now is whip finish, and you are good to go. With these bigger ones, I do 3, then I'll come back with a couple more just for fun. And like I said, I'm going to go after some steelhead next week. We will see what happens. Hopefully I can put a video up of catching some fish. So anyway, there it is. That's my version of a sparkle minnow. Again, you can tie these so many different ways. These are what I found works for me, and hopefully they will for you. If you like the page, please subscribe. Hit the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, just let me know. Tight lines, everybody.